Well, Darren, I guess it's been a big relief, really, just to be able to concentrate on the football for the past couple of days.
Yeah, it has. I have to be honest. It's been a challenging month. You know what this place is like. Nothing's a secret. And we've had to deal with certain things that perhaps weren't expected. But the month is always, January. As a manager, I've never liked it. I've got to be honest. That's why I don't want to do too much business. This month we had no choice but to try and mix things up a little bit. So I think everyone's glad that it's over, and including the players, because there's that many much speculation. Is he going? Is he staying? Is he come? So we've got it out of the way, and we just can focus on the next 3 months now.
Yeah, and you mentioned right at the start of the window that you feared, given COVID and the overall feel around it, that a lot would happen late on. That's how it turned out. I guess regardless really of what took place, the crucial bit now is to draw a line under it and to kick on.
Yeah, I think the focus for me now is on the players and in terms of the players we've got. And one thing I think might work in our favour is if I look at the squad as a whole and all the players we've now got, including the ones we've brought in this week, although they've not played much football, I would like to think they're going to bring a freshness to us towards the business end of the season. Jack Marriott's fresh, Poco's fresh, Randall will be fresh, Callum Morton's fresh, Reece Brown, Hayden. We've got a bit of freshness about this through probably, them not playing games and also injuries. We have to keep them fit. That's obvious. Ricky's fit, fresh as well. So Ballymumba's not played much football. We've got a lot of freshness to us, and we have to utilise that as best we possibly can because, this month in particular is heavy. It's a heavy schedule.
With the likes of Hayden Coulson, Reece Brown coming in, how long will it take them, do you reckon, to get up to speed? Because obviously you need everyone to hit the ground running if they can do.
Yeah, well, look, Reece has not played much football at all. He's played some 23 games. We knew that. Hayden's not played since November, but has got good experience in the Championship. They both played 45 minutes yesterday in the under-23 game, both cruised through it, the pair of them. Randall as well. So Reece is a different kind of player, as in the way he plays is more about on the ball, and he's not a real box-to-box player, if you know what I mean. Whereas you got a real athletic midfielder. I'm not saying he's not athletic, but you understand he controls the game with the ball, so perhaps that'll help him. Hayden was very good yesterday. He's going to add real competition, whether we play with wing backs or full backs. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do. In terms of when you chuck them in, well, it's going to have to be they're going to have to be utilised properly, and it might be a case of freshening the team up, especially this month.
Is it good to have had this period? I know we've got QPR at the weekend, but Cardiff, the crucial game in the league, and then that crucial run of matches off the back of it. Is it good just to have this period where you've got the players in and you can actually do some work? I know it's not a huge amount of time on the training ground, but maybe more than you would have otherwise had.
Yeah, I think, Monday passing in the way it did, and then Tuesday morning we had a meeting with the players, including obviously the two new ones. And it was just a case of, look, this is where we're at. All the speculation can stop. Now we need to do all we can to stay in the league. Obviously, we've got the cup match on Saturday, which I think is a good thing because hopefully there isn't the stresses and pressures of the relegation fight we're in, and there might be a bit more freedom to us. And sometimes when you're in this position, a cup run can really get your season going. And it'll be a proper cup tie. And also, if you get through it, you've got the confidence of beating a very, very good team in QPR. So this weekend's game is an important one for the players more than anyone, really.
With the Birmingham game, there were a number of positives to take out of it. Obviously not the two late goals, but a lot that you would have been hoping to carry into Sheffield United. Because of the way things turned out, you weren't able to do that, all of the disruption off the field. Can you take, though, some of what was good about Birmingham and apply it, even though we've had a bit of player movement, we've had a bit of time since the Birmingham match?
Well, I think the Birmingham match is a good one to look back at in terms of how we want to play. And when we do play like that, then we can give teams a game. unfortunately, on the back of the Birmingham one, where you think, right, okay, I know the result didn't end up, we should have won the game. But as you're right, everyone that has been watching us all season would say that was a far more positive performance. Jack coming back and scoring, there was a lot of positives to take out of that game. And then the lead up to the Sheffield United game is scatty, to say the least, in terms of the things that were going off the pitch. And also players were injured going into that game from Tuesday night's Birmingham match. And also you have to, excuse me, you have to take into consideration, and fans may not want to hear this because at the moment they probably just don't. We are coming up against an opposition that is, let's be honest, superior to us, and we had to try and match them. Superior in most departments, experience, quality. They just come out of the Premiership, and you have to just hold your hands up and say, look, the opposition had too much for us on the day. We hung on in there. We hoped that we might be able to nick something. It's not how I want to set up. But if I set up and just run around and go up, they'll just pick us off. You've got to be mindful of that in this league. So it wasn't a great opposition to play after drawing with Birmingham, if you know what I mean. Now we've got a month of games that are winnable, like ones that we'd look back months ago and said, well, that's going to always be a pivotal month. Obviously the cup match, but then you go Cardiff, Preston, Reading, who's the one after that? Derby. So there are 4 games that you're looking at thinking, let's be honest, they're going to make or break our season. They really are. But what would be nice if we managed to get through on Saturday and you get a big cup tie in it. And I think for me, the motivation to that is one, the players, but wouldn't it be great in such a unpleasant season so far that we went through and we got a Man United or a Liverpool for the fans? That's kind of would be very good for them, I feel.
Yeah, just potentially helps to lift everybody.
Absolutely.
With the team news, have you got anyone from your injured list from last weekend? I guess the likes of Ronnie Edwards, chance of being back.
So from last week, so we had Burrows out, he'll still be out. Nobbs is fit, Beeves is fit, Ronnie's fit, Hayden's available, Reece Brown's available. So we're going into this game much stronger. Callum Morton's the only one that's not available because he's cup tied.
Presumably with Harrison Burrows having got Hayden Coulson in, just a bit of concern that could be a little while.
No, I think what I had to do with that one was we had to wait on the Harrison scan result, and that's why Joe Tomlinson went out quite late. If Harrison had been over a period longer than 3-4 weeks, Joe would have stayed with us. But it's not going to be anywhere near that. It's probably going to be from now, maybe a week, 10 days. So he's not too far away, which meant I could let Joe go out on loan, which I think is right because the boy needs to play on a regular basis to aid his next part of his development.
And not just with Ollie Norburn, but with any of the players, really, you've had a bit of talk around them. Are you happy that everyone's now in the right brain space? Have you been able to work through that over the past couple of days?
No problems. Ollie's situation was simple. He felt that he needed to be closer to his family, which I completely sympathised with and understood. But I felt that the right decision was that we could look at it again in the summer. Blackpool bid 3 times. We rejected all 3 bids. Ollie's trained well, and I'm not going to have any problem with him. The boys are very, very, very good professional. And like I say, this was circumstantial in terms of wanting to be closer to his family, which I completely got. And he's got my word that we'll look at it again in the summer.
And just finally on the injuries, Jack Taylor, hamstring, of course. That's not great for him given his history. Where's he at and how significant is all of that? How much of a concern is it?
Well, it is a concern because it's now 4 times he's done it. So it has to be a concern. But the physio thinks that we work him on a day-to-day basis and we'll have a much better idea next Monday after this week where we're going to be with him in terms of probably putting a time scale on it. It's not as simple, which I think has been the case in the past, perhaps, that a scan's been looked and it's just 6 weeks. We don't think it's going to be that long, but we can only make a decision on a day-to-day basis. The boy's feeling good. Hamstring strength is good. Obviously, we have to go and dig a bit deeper than that in terms of the fact that it's reoccurring. But believe you me, we have gone to everyone, specialists, the best specialists in the countries, people that, you know, not just look at hamstrings, with the whole body, chiropractors, everything we've done with them. So it is becoming a bit of a problem. But I'm sure, you know, he'll be okay.
Yeah, I guess one of the concerns is that because it's happened a number of times, even when he feels great, you're going to have it in the back of your mind, aren't you, that it could become a problem again.
It can become psychological for the player, no question. But we have to help him overcome that. And he'll only overcome that when he goes through a real, well, for me, he goes through a full season without it recurring again. That would be the only way he can look at it in a positive way, because if, regardless of what stage of the season he was at, if he was to be getting hamstrings every season, but look, that's not the, I think we can sort this. I'm certain we can. We're going to have to. We just have to work with the boy. And it's just been very frustrating because, again, another positive from the Tuesday night performance at Birmingham, it was probably Jack's best game for a while, and he gets injured. But that's just the way the season is, and you have to deal with all these things. The thing about Jack, he's only a kid. You know, he's only a kid, and he's got so much more potential in him, and we've just got to find a way of helping him with this hamstring problem.